Hello, Robert Kiyosaki. I'm probably best known for this book here, but I've written many other books. Some of them with my friend Donald Trump here. People don't like him, and Elon Musk today, but I think they're great men personally. And even Warren Buffett says they're doing a great job, what they have to do here. So I'm going to be talking to you about this. You guys have seen this before. Rule number one of Rich Dad: don't work for this. But if you look at this is book number 2, which the quadrant. And many people say this changes their lives because they divide it into 4 belief systems, value systems, and all this. So the quadrant is very simple: E, S, B, and I. The rich don't work for this. And what the rich work for is this. This is hard silver. This is worth about 3 of these. But if I hold this up, guys have seen this before, most people go for this. That's why they're broke. They're going for fake money. I'd always go for this. This is a 1964 Kennedy half dollar. Today it's worth about $15. So you don't work for this crap. So who here works for this garbage? Ta-da, ta-da! Losers. These are employees. Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, and invest in the stock market. This is a specialist, doctor, lawyer, accountant. Their theme is, if you want it done right, you do it by yourself. Losers. You know why? They pay the highest taxes of all. This is worldwide. They pay 60% of their income in taxes. These guys pay 40%. But that's the price of job security. They want job security, steady paycheck. But that's why they're getting pounded today. On this side, they work for this. That's the difference. So B stands for big business, 500 employees or more. Ask yourself this question. What are your friends? E's, S's, B's, or I's? I'll ask again. What are your friends? E's, S's, B, or I? Who's your 5 closest friends? E's, S's, B's, or I? My friends are over here. I hire these people. There's a big difference. I mean, with true respect, but that's what they chose because they went to school and they got a job. They got job security and they have a 401k or an RRSP or a superannuation. Losers. And I stands for insider. I'm going to be inside the deal. I am a capitalist. So over here are the capitalists. Over here are the people who work for the capitalists. And that's what Marx was so upset about. Karl Marx wrote the Communist Manifesto. He thought these guys ripped these guys off. He says these guys take their time and they make money off their time. That was Marx's biggest complaint. If Marx was smart, why doesn't he teach the school system what my rich dad taught me? Why not go from here and here? So let me say it again. These guys, they say the same words. I want a job security, steady paycheck, and benefits. I want job security. My whole family. I feel for them. They got to put up with me all the time. This is S, specialists, smart people, doctors, lawyers, accountant. They pay 60% in tax, worldwide 40%. B's with over 500 employees, they pay 20%. Why do they get tax breaks? Because they do what the government wants done. Let me say that again. They're not loopholes. Tax breaks are given to these guys and they punish these guys here. Karl Marx should have taught these guys that. He said Marx is a communist, but they don't teach them that. So these guys create jobs. So the government gives them tax breaks because they hire these people. And inside are the guys inside the deal. They're putting these things together. If you look at my cash flow board game up here, if you can see it, that's called a fast track. I operate outside there. I'm always putting deals together. I do real estate deals, gold mining deals, solar deals, cattle, all those other things. I don't have paper. I don't have stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. I don't trust the government. So anyway, those are the big differences here. And the big difference is what are you working for? These guys work for this. These guys work for this. So the question is, how do these people transition to here? And this is where Rich Dad, Poor Dad comes in. My poor dad and my mother said, oh, go to school, get a job. My mother says, be a doctor. She was a nurse. I said, the doctors are smart. She goes, you shouldn't be a doctor. But these guys pay the highest taxes. Now, having a rich dad, he would teach me on this side. So this is my rich dad. He was my best friend's father. And he taught me to go on this side playing Monopoly. 4 greenhouses, red hotel. Our brains are made of things called neural pathways. It's like if you learn how to eat with your right hand, you try and eat with your, it's really hard because your brain pathways are always going this way. It's the same as a friend of mine broke his right arm and he was a baseball player. So you have to learn to play left-handed. That takes a whole reshifting of the whole being. Can he change? So once I saw, Trump and I got together to write this book here, Why Won't You Be Rich? This guy's getting pounded. Taxes, inflation's killing him. Again, inflation is not inflation. Inflation isn't prices going up. Inflation is the purchasing power of fake money is coming down. That's inflation. And you add taxes to it. What's Trump doing right now? Tariffs. It's killing them. These guys are getting pummeled. I'm doing the right thing. I have job security. Oh, I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I'm an accountant. I'm a techie. Getting pounded. So the question is, how does somebody change their mind over here? So just the same as for me, when I played Monopoly with my rich dad starting at 10, I was changing my neural pathway. So I go talk to my rich dad and he'd show me how to buy real estate. And then I'd go home to my poor dad and he said, do you do your homework? If you don't get good grades, you won't get a good job. Thank you, Dad and Mom. I don't want a job. I'm an entrepreneur, capitalist. So anyway, to change your mindset here, that's why I created the cash flow board game. So this here is the cash flow board game. This is a rat race inside here. Mommy and Daddy want me to get stuck here. Rich Dad said, get out here. These are where the big deals are done. Big dogs run out here. So anyway, the real game is not the board. It's this here. This is called a financial statement. 99% of these people don't have financial statements because their schools don't teach it. If you're going to come onto this side here, you have to have a financial statement. It's called financial literacy. You have to know how these things work. This is an income statement, balance sheet. So I'm talking to professional investors with what's on the balance sheet. And most people only know, oh, I live debt-free. I live debt-free. Stupid. Dave Ramsey says it's a good idea. I agree with Dave Ramsey. If you can't live without your credit cards, cut them up. You know what I mean? That's bad debt. There's good debt, bad debt. But anyway, these guys don't have to have one of these. That's the difference. You're going to go over here. You have to have this. This is your report card when you grow up. What is my income statement saying? What's my balance sheet saying? What's my statement of cash flow saying? That's all financial literacy. They're the words of money. And then 99% of school teachers don't use those words because they're over here. They want job security, like my poor dad. So once you learn the language of money on this side, then you start to think more like these people here. Very big difference. And the reason the game is important, I don't like my electronic game. A lot of people like it. I wish we hadn't built it. This is for lazy people. If it's about play a game. But with this game, you have to erase numbers, you have to move things around, make mistakes. The beauty of this cash flow board game here is it involves your left brain and your right brain. Your right brain is the creativity. How do you put a deal together? The average person is so effing stupid. They go to a financial planner and say, oh, let me put some stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. The problem is today, the bond market's crashing. And most people don't know that. Bond markets are crashing right now. I wrote about it in this book here, Rich Dad's Prophecy. Everybody thinks bonds are safe. That's a lie from the financial planning industry. It's a lie. So if you want to be successful in the real world, I would suggest you play the cash flow game and start thinking like this side. And as I said earlier, who are your friends? Are they here or are they here? And you guys have, my camera guys here, you met my friends. They're all over here. They're nice people. I'll hire them, but these are my friends. If you want this side, these people don't need this. These people have to have this. So the question is, how do you start changing the mindset of an employee or a self-employed small business guy or a specialist over to this side? Starts with this. When I go to my banker, they don't ask to see my grade point average. They don't want to see my report card. That's all these guys have. Oh, I was an A student. I'm a 4.0 student. Who cares? Grow up. Now, 20 years ago, you're an A student. You're broke today. You know, well, I went to a better school than you. So what? This is what counts. You look at the richest entrepreneurs in the world. They never finished school. Bezos, Jobs, Dell, Edison, those guys all dropped out of school because they're moving over here. So we're all at this point right now. My friend Donald Trump is in charge with Elon Musk. These people hate him. Hundreds of thousands are already losing their jobs. And then what they're going to do? They're going to look for another job. Loser. Think now, how do you move over here? It takes time. It's not easy. It takes study. Those are the differences. When I was coming out of the Marine Corps, I flew for the Marine Corps for 6 years. This is the aircraft I flew. It was called the helicopter gunship. And I liked it because we could kill at close range. We got real up close to them. And I was a Marine, not Army, not Air Force, not Navy, not Coast Guard, Marines. It's a different culture. It's like this is a different culture here. You're looking for people of the same culture. These guys here, job security, and they want to be the smartest people on earth. That's their gig, not mine. If you want to move over to this side, it starts with this, because you must control this before you get onto this side. This side, grade point average counts. This side, this counts. This is your report card when you grow up. Thank you.